and we'll start with the footballers who picked up a very valuable point over the weekend at a 17 points to 2-11 draw with Meath in the Gaelic Grounds. A game that could have gone either way. I think it's fair to say, Matt, Limerick led by 4 at the break. A goal and a point from Meath, another point in from Jordan Morris got Meath back into the lead. Limerick retook the lead and Meath got a second goal. But I suppose, first and foremost, a point on the board is good for Limerick in Division 2. First point in 15 years at that level can't be scoffed at.
No, Jack, and you were obviously there. I wasn't, and I'm depending on what I've heard and what I've read, which is quite an amount. But put it in the context of the league. Limerick picking up that point on a day when the results elsewhere went in their favour, with Cork beating Clare and Ennis, and Kildare losing to Louth. The game is not up in Division 2 yet for Limerick. If anything, their destiny is very, very much in their own hands. There are a bottom three vying to avoid the 2 relegation places. And Limerick play those 2 that are there with them. They play Kildare on Sunday week in the Gaelic Grounds in a double header with the Wexford game. And then they followed up the following week with a trip to Ennis, which at this remove, Jack, and given on the performance against Meath and given on the form shown by those 2 counties that who Limerick will be playing, Limerick are in with a good shout, are in with a chance. Now, we were sort of writing off Limerick last week because I suppose our thinking was conditioned by the drubbing that they had got from Cork and Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and facing Meath, we were saying, "Oh, look, Meath." But this is the 3rd time Limerick have met Meath in the Gaelic Grounds, and Meath have failed to win any of them. Yeah, Limerick have won the championship game, and the 2 league games have been a draw. So, but Limerick are back in the mix for survival, Jack. Probably at the start of the year, when you saw the configuration of the fixtures and trips to Derry and Dublin starting off, probably would have taken it. I suppose the disappointment there is in all of this to date, I suppose, notwithstanding the poor performance against Cork, was to come so close to getting a win against Louth and just missing out. So it's going to be a very, very interesting couple of weeks. All is not lost for Limerick, and the point, and it may be only a point, but it's off the mark, as you say, Jack, and it certainly has thrown them a lifeline, and I think they may be capable of grabbing it.
Yeah, and I think the point ensures that they have fate in their own hand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Limerick win their final 2 games, they'll get to 5. And to do that, they'll have to beat Clare and Kildare, which means they can only get to 4. So if you didn't have that point, it could have come down to scoring difference, something like that. Whereas now they know, beat Kildare, beat Clare, you're safe. I'm right in saying that, haven't I?
You're right in saying it, Jack, and you're absolutely right in saying it.
They know exactly what they have to do.
You're totally correct, because if Limerick beat Kildare are on a maximum of, they're on a maximum of 4 points, but they have to play
Meath
in the final round. And if Limerick beat Clare on a maximum of 4 points. Yeah, Limerick will probably need to win both. Well, they need to win both, Jack. Quite simple.
Yeah, they do need to win both, because if they lose to either one, that'll mean one of them gets to 4.
Yeah.
And Limerick can't get to 4 if they lose a game. So a win and a draw could do them, but they'd need to be beating one of those teams by an awful lot of points, because of the scoring difference that lost to Cork. But Ray Dempsey did condition the Cork game with the fact that they put so much into Louth and just came up short, that the week's turnaround didn't suit them. Now they have a full week to prepare for Kildare, and they'll probably have Clare in the back of their minds as well, because it is the following week. But job is simple. Win your 2 games, you're safe. Division 2
And
for another year.
in the meantime, Jack, Clare have a very, very juicy fixture in the second last round. They travel to Owen Beg to play Derry.
Yeah, and I wouldn't fancy that now. Clare, to be fair, probably they should have beat Kildare. Definitely should have beaten Kildare. Probably should have beaten
They should have beaten Kildare, and they should have beaten Dublin by all accounts almost.
Should have beaten Dublin. They were ahead at half time against Cork. Kildare, on the other hand, from what we've heard, have just been very poor. So, but Clare will be very unlucky. But look, Limerick will have to pounce on that. It'd be a very tasty affair, Matt, if Limerick beat Kildare and it's a final day showdown in Cusack Park, and you wouldn't bet against the team in green like they did last year. It took penalties, but that's what they needed and that's what they got. But we'll look forward to that game.
We've been saying it here, Jack, for the last 2 years. Put Limerick footballers' backs to the wall, and then you'll get a response.
Yeah, but a brilliant performance overall in the Gaelic Grounds. Meath had the chances late on, but Limerick had chances during the game. Draw a fair result, but to be drawn against a team like Meath showed that Limerick do belong at that level. I think the thing for Division 2, if you play below par, you will be in trouble. You won't get away with anything there. And Limerick, give a really good performance. A lot of momentum going into that last round game, or the penultimate round game against Kildare, and we'll touch on that next week definitely in detail.